Good evening, everyone. If everyone can hear me, please select the yes in the right side of the participant screen in the Zoom function. Awesome. All right, we're going to get going tonight. And to kick it off, we'll start with a short video kind of highlighting Westchester's campus. All right. Sorry about that little technical difficulty on that last 30 seconds of the video. But I wanted to welcome you today to Westchester University's 2019 MSCN and Dietetic Internship Virtual Information Fair. My name is Evan Daney. I am the Assistant Director of Graduate Enrollment. Tonight with us is the Graduate Coordinator, Dr. Mary Beth Gilboy, and the Dietetic Internship Director, Ms. Becky Wojcik. Today we'll go over the MS in Community Nutrition, the Dietetic Internship, and then I'll review the application process. At the end, we'll have an opportunity to answer your questions using the chat function. And then we'll send a follow-up email including the application fee waiver, which is good for the Westchester application process. At this time, I wanted to remind you to please mute your microphones. Westchester University is located 30 miles outside of Philadelphia, about 2.5 hours from DC and New York City. Our graduate student body boasts of some diverse populations from 38 states and 74 countries. From last year, we had a 2.5% increase in underrepresented minorities. Our student ratio from male to female is 7-3, and over 2/3 of our students continue their graduate education part-time while working as full-time professionals. Westchester University was a public university founded in 1871. It's the largest of 14 schools in the Pennsylvania state system of higher education. We offer more than 80 doctoral, master, and certificates. And WCU's graduate school is constantly recognized as a top university and regional Best Buy. Westchester University has over 3,000 graduate students, which make up the overall student body of 17,000 students. We're celebrating 60 years of graduate education in 2019. 100% of our classes are taught by faculty. We offer over 400 graduate assistantships every year, and we're located in the borough of Westchester, which is about a 10-minute walk from campus. If you're unfamiliar with the borough of Westchester, it is named one of the best college towns in America. And finally, we're accredited by over 25 independent boards. To review some of the boards, here are some of them. Most importantly, for tonight's conversation, we're under accreditation review for the Council for Education in Nutrition and Dietetics. The College of Health Sciences houses the Department of Nutrition. And at this point, I'd like to hand the presentation over to Dr. Mary Beth Gilboy, the graduate coordinator for the MSCN.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our information session. We're very happy you're able to join us this evening. I'm Dr. Gilboy, and I am the graduate coordinator for our Master of Science program in Community Nutrition. Our program is 100% online, meaning that all of our classes are taken online, and that will include the internship. Our program stresses evidence-based nutrition, and we emphasize health promotion and disease prevention. Our program is a total of 33 credits, and we'll be looking at the curriculum in a minute. It concludes or culminates with a capstone paper that is a systematic review of the literature that is of publishable quality. The master's, to talk a little bit more about it, is a research-focused program. It is designed for students who are seeking a advanced nutrition degree. So if I look at who we designed this program for, we have designed the program for registered dietitian nutritionists, graduates of didactic programs in dietetics, and that would be your DPD programs, graduates of other nutrition programs, as well as health professionals such as bachelor's level nurses, dentists, and physicians. And we have had some of these health professionals in our program over the last few years. This is a view of the MSCN curriculum. This is a full-time view of the program, but please keep in mind that it can be done on a part-time basis depending on your schedule and your needs. The Master of Science curriculum, if you're starting in the fall semester, would be 3 courses in the fall and 3 courses in the spring. 9 credits is generally considered full-time in the graduate program. So we can take a look at the different courses that you see, and you can make a note that these include courses in nutrition science, applied nutrition, as well as some research courses. So if you're just going for a Master of Science degree, you can see it would be a 4-semester program doing the 3 semesters full time. Now, we're going to talk more about the dietetic internship along with the master's degree, and that's what we're here for tonight, is to talk more about the internship. We have designed a combination of a Master of Science plus a dietetic internship, which would be a 42 credit program. This is a distance education program with all of our coursework online. Students who have completed or are about to complete in the springtime a bachelor's degree and obtain and have earned, I should say, a verification statement are eligible for this program. Here is a view of the Master of Science, the MS plus the DI curriculum. Now, this would be looking at the first year. These are all graduate courses that one would take the fall and the spring. If you were then applying to the internship and in the spring semester, you would begin the internship courses in the summer with an advanced medical nutrition therapy course taught in the month of August. The next fall and spring semester include your supervised practice experiences, along with, if you're wanting to conclude your master's degree, 1 graduate course in the fall, 1 graduate course in the spring, and then you would complete your nutrition capstone in the 2nd summer session. Another option that we have is for those of you who already have a master's degree in nutrition and you are interested in getting a dietetic internship. So this is a certificate program because it's for people who already have earned their master's degrees. So those of you who would be eligible would be if you have a master's degree in nutrition, along with a DPD verification statement, and that again is your didactic program in dietetics. This curriculum, as you can see on the screen, is 15 credits. It would begin with the Advanced Medical Nutrition Therapy course, as we do with the other program that we just looked at, and 12 credits of supervised practice experience, and that equals about 1,200 hours of coursework. And then again, the 3 credits for the Advanced Medical Nutrition Therapy. I'm now going to turn the mic over to Miss Becky Wojak, and she is our dietetic internship director, and she will tell you much more about the internship program. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gilboy. Welcome tonight to our virtual open house slash information session. Thank you so much for joining us. I come to Westchester this year to begin this wonderful journey for our new dietetic internship that we just had our first class start this fall. For our internship, it is a distance dietetic internship that, as you saw, is either combined with a Master's of Science in Community Nutrition or is offered as a postmaster's certificate program. We take each year annually up to 20 dietetic internships students or interns. This is a distance program, so the interns do identify their own supervised practice placements in their area of geographic location. So you could either live here in the suburbs of Philadelphia and find your own preceptors, and some people have been successful in many other areas of the country. Our internship program is 1,200 hours of supervised practice, which is also the dietetic internship. Those words are used interchangeably. As Dr. Gilboy had mentioned, it is over 4 courses. There's 2 fall courses that include inpatient clinical and community nutrition, and then 2 spring semester courses that include food service management and also outpatient clinical nutrition for a total of 1,200 hours. We also include alternative learning experiences that I'll talk about when we talk about orientation. Some highlights of our master's program is that it is combined with our dietetic internship. At the culmination of the program, both the MSCN and the DI, you're eligible to sit for the registration exam for registered dietitian nutritionists. Or at the end of the postmaster's certificate program, you're also able to sit for the registration exam. Here at Westchester, we have a focus on community nutrition. The master's degree is a Master's of Science in Community Nutrition, and then within the curriculum of our actual dietetic internship program, we also highlight certain communities and community experiences. If you are a student that would complete the Master's of Science in Community Nutrition and the dietetic internship, it is a 2-year full-time program with 10 months of that program, including the dietetic internship or supervised practice experience. As a distance internship, that's also 100% online. We only have one time that you are required to come to campus, and that's during a 3-day on-site orientation here at Westchester. We do a lot of fun things, including utilizing our mobile kitchen. We also do clinical simulations to prepare you to walk into a clinical nutrition experience. We simulate patient experiences with nurses and physicians and other people that you might foresee or see in the clinical setting. We also do role playing and stress management workshop during that 3-day orientation. And this year we incorporated an escape room to teach a really hard nutrition concept. Dr. Gilboy explained that all of our courses are distance or 100% online. And the internship, if you're a postmaster's student or part of the MSCN, you all start the actual internship with the MNT course. It's a 5-week online course that prepares everyone to walk into clinical no matter how far out you have been from either undergraduate or graduate work. So you might be wondering, who can apply to our internship here at Westchester? Students who hold a DPD verification statement or those that have completed really an undergraduate nutrition program from an Ascend accredited university is the first step. And the second step is that you do have to be a Westchester University graduate student in our MSCN program. If you meet both of those criteria and you have 9 credits completed by the time you would be applying to our program, you're able to apply. We also accept those that are accelerated students, if you're in that category and have completed 9 credits. And then we also accept students with that DPD verification as well as a master's in nutrition, and they're eligible to apply as a postmaster's certificate student. We also may consider a master's in public health if it had a nutrition concentration or another graduate type of degree that's related to nutrition. Here in our curriculum plan, the first year, you would complete your MSCN coursework. During year one, between fall and spring, we do open it up for pre-select applicants that are in our program or graduates from our master's program. And then in the spring, during the regular DICUS matching process, we also accept applicants. If accepted, you would know either if you're a pre-select student by February or if you're an accepted student through DICUS by April. And then you would continue with the program and start with the advanced medical nutrition therapy class that starts mid-July. If you're a postmaster's certificate student, you would obviously not have to take those unhighlighted courses the year one, but you would start with the summer course of NTD 616. During the year two in the fall and the spring, under the supervised practice experience 1 and 2, 3 and 4, we do have you take a 1-hour online course. So you're simultaneously in your internship doing your rotation 40 hours a week, usually about 7.5 weeks each rotation. And once a week in the evenings, you would be online with a course instructor to work through the projects and the competencies and be able to really understand the coursework as well as what you're doing in your internship. We do require that you maintain a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 to remain in their program, and you must receive a B or better in all of our graduate courses and internship rotation curriculum. Not to overwhelm you with too much information, but just to give you an idea of a time frame for next year. So we're looking at the 2020 to 2021 schedule. If you were to be admitted into our pre-select or our regular DICUS application process, advanced medical nutrition therapy starts in the middle of July. And during that time, we have those 3-day orientation classes on campus. Community nutrition is about 300 hours or 7.5 weeks. Generally, it spans from the beginning of the semester, which is the last week in August, to mid-October. And then clinical 1, which is the other half of the semester, usually mid-October to mid-December. And that's 264 hours in an inpatient clinical setting, and I'll go over what that looks like. You are able to swap those two, so you could do clinical first and community second if that works better for your schedule or for your preceptors. We typically have a winter break. If you've completed all the hours in your rotations and completed all the required assignments in your courses, that's a 5-week session over winter break. And then we start back up again in the spring with the end of January. There's about 288 hours of outpatient clinical till closer to the end of March, and then middle of March to middle of May for food service management. And again, within the spring semester, you can do food service management first and then clinical second, so those can be swapped. At the culmination of the program, you would complete the nutrition capstone. If you're an MSCN student, you're required to take that course by itself. It's the culminating course. If you're a postmaster student, you would be finished mid-May. So some suggestions for supervised practice rotation sites or your internship site that we accept. For the community rotation, very popular place to go is WIC. We also have congregate meal programs, clinics, school nutrition, supermarkets, and there's many more, maybe SNAP education sites or other types of community programs that have incorporated in nutrition education or nutrition focus. Within the community setting, if it's an RDN, we require them to have a year of experience, but there may be other healthcare professionals that would be required just to have 2 years of experience in that nutrition-related role. In Clinical 1, that's the inpatient setting, we allow acute care hospitals, small, large, medium size. We also allow acute rehabs and long-term care facilities. If you're someone that's not necessarily looking to be in clinical in the future, those are really great opportunities to complete your clinical rotation during those 7 weeks. We do require that the clinical preceptor is an RDN. And I would suggest that that person works full time in order to supervise the intern 100% of the time during those 7 weeks that they're in the rotation. In the spring, when an intern completes clinical 2, that's really an outpatient setting, which could be an outpatient clinic within a hospital, a private practice that an RDN has on their own. It also could be an ambulatory care setting, dialysis, oncology, or diabetes. And both clinical rotations do require that preceptor be a registered dietitian. And lastly, in food service management, you have many options. We can do acute or long-term care facility. Many people find that school food service is a really great time to learn about nutrition and menus and meal planning. We also can place you, or you can place yourself in a business situation or a retirement community. If the preceptor is an RDN, they need 1 year of experience, but there might be a certified dietary manager or a food service director, and they just need to have 2 years of experience in order to qualify to be a preceptor for our program. I have many students reach out to me about finding preceptors, and sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, and especially for students that might not have as many connections or feel like they don't know anybody out in the world to find. But I do say all of our 9 interns this year found great preceptors, and they're really enjoying their opportunities and their internship rotations. So I would suggest firstly that you research the facilities and sites in your geographic location. There is in this Philadelphia region a good amount of competition, but there are some opportunities definitely available. Also, sometimes people may have a family member or a friend or someone that lives in a place that there isn't as much competition, especially for clinical rotations. And yeah, you could reach out to see if you could stay with someone for those weeks that you're in that specific rotation. For many of you that are either at Westchester as an undergrad or as a graduate student, or if you're from another university, professors are a great resource to connect you either with alumni or maybe current students that are already RDNs that might be interested in taking you as an intern. Also talk to other students, especially if they're in a distance program right now. They might be able to provide you with who they worked with or some tips on how to secure a preceptor. We also have this year coming up, there'll be current interns that will be former interns that you might want to look for recommendations. I would also encourage anyone that is looking for a preceptor to really establish a relationship first before asking someone. Around this time of year, many, especially clinical preceptors, get a lot of phone calls. And if you know someone or have worked with them in some type of capacity, it's much more likely that they would consider you rather than just cold calling. You also want to reach out to anyone that you've worked with or any connections that you already have, especially say you have a family member or a friend that already works at a hospital that might be able to connect you with a preceptor. If you are going to call or email, I would suggest that you formulate a very professional email or phone call ahead of time. And if you have the opportunity to visit the person in person, that will likely give you the best foot forward in potentially securing that site. I would also suggest you really be prepared and do your research. Um, if they already have interns, that doesn't mean that they won't take them. It just means that you might have to go around it in a different way. I also always suggest that you follow your interests. So if you're someone that's really interested in childhood nutrition, then the community rotation might want to mimic those interests, like doing something in women, infants, and children, or a SNAP education site, as well as a school district for your food service. If you love the geriatric population, then clinical long-term care might be for you, or Meals on Wheels program as part of your community rotation would be a great way to really take what you're interested in and match it to our internship. I also always tell all of our students to stay hopeful. There's a lot out there. You just have to keep trying. And if you have any questions regarding how to find a secure preceptor, just please reach out to me and I'd be happy to help. This is my full-time job and I'm not teaching other courses, so I'm there to really help and guide students in order to find the best fit for them. So you might want to know when and how to apply. Evan will go over a little bit more detail about the hows, but when, if you're eligible for pre-select, I am currently sending out pre-select application information for our graduate students or students that have graduated from our MSCN program or NPH program. You can contact me for the actual application. Those of you that will be applying for DICUS, which is the application system in the spring, the applications are due by February 15th of 2020. We do participate in DICUS and D&D, and of course, in both either the pre-select application or the DICUS application, you would include your transcripts, personal statements, and letters of reference. We do conduct virtual interviews rather than in person for all of our candidates. And now I'm going to turn the mic over to Mr. Evan Daney to finish the presentation.
Thank you, Becky. So the slide in front of you just covers real quick the ROI, return on investment, of a graduate degree. In 2017, the Journal of Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics released a study of salaries, and the average salary for RDNs with less than 5 years experience but no master's degree is roughly $52,000, where the same population with a master's degree can earn on average $65,000. Keep that in mind when you consider the tuition rates for Westchester University, not only the earnings potential, but also how we compare to competitors in the area and nationwide. Westchester is proud to stand by some of the most affordable tuition rates available in the market. To say that as a state school, going into a distance program, as a PA resident with tuition and fees all added up, it's roughly $2,100. Where even as an out-of-state resident with tuition and fees all totaled together is $2,180. So they're very close in comparison, where if you were in an on-campus program, the rates vary a lot more based on your residency. And we're fortunate to be able to offer this discounted tuition rate for the distance education programs. We recommend doing your research and seeing how we compare against your other choices. When it comes to financing your education, Westchester offers a number of resources for its students. First and foremost is our financial aid department. It boasts some of the best resources available, both in person and online. So if you were able to set up an appointment with a financial aid counselor, they would go through all of your options step by step and the timeline that is required to achieve them, as well as our financial aid department website lists scholarships and grants available to graduate students, both housed within Westchester and online nationwide. Second, if you work for an employer that offers any sort of reimbursement, Westchester offers a tuition deferment program that will take the portion of your tuition and defer it interest-free to the end of the semester, in which time when you earn a strong grade, Westchester will settle that difference with your employer, where traditionally a student would have to pay 100% of the tuition and fees up front and then submit a reimbursement to their employer. And this is a big hit to savings in the past. Now going forward, we hope to reduce that initial burden at the beginning of each semester so that students are in less precarious situations as they pursue their graduate education. Finally, at the beginning of this slideshow, we touched on the number of graduate assistantships we offer. If you're unfamiliar with graduate assistantships, they work in exchange for tuition waiver basis. So roughly, for 5 hours of work a week, it covers a 3-credit graduate tuition. And if you're pursuing 9 or 12 credits for 15 to 20 hours a week, all of your tuition is covered, and that's both in-state and out-of-state. The remaining balance is only the fees associated with the graduate education, and that's on the student. However, each graduate assistantship comes with a stipend that, when added together, could cover those fees with some to spare. The stipend, however, is paid out every 2 weeks like a paycheck. So when the bill for each semester is due at the beginning of the semester, these payments will occur throughout the semester. So it might be a situation where you can save that stipend for the next semester and cover 100% of your graduate education. For more information on that, please visit wcupa.edu/graduate assistantships. And if you have any other questions, I'm always happy to help you and point you in the right direction. So now we're going to discuss the application process for the master's and dietetic internship combined. This can be kind of dicey, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself, Dr. Gilboy, or Becky Wojcik at any time. We find that each student kind of fits into different categories, and in those categories we have different approaches to how you apply. So kind of real quick going forward, if you're applying to the master's and dietetic internship combined, you would fill out a graduate application applying to the master's program. You would submit all of your transcripts from your undergrad universities, a professional goal statement, and 2 letters of recommendation. During your time as a graduate student in the master's program, you would fill out the pre-select application that you acquire from Becky. In order to be eligible for the dietetic internship, you must have an undergraduate degree from a regionally accredited college or university and is Ascend accredited. In order to be eligible for the dietetic internship, you must also provide a DPT verification form and maintain a GPA in your master's program of 3.0 or higher. Now, if you're an accelerated student, there's a different route. If you are applying to the postmaster's dietetic internship, this is a different route as well. There's 2 kind of avenues for the postmaster's dietetic internship. Those of you who are Westchester alumni of our master's programs, and then those of you who are master's holding and interested in the dietetic internship. So the alumni would then also pursue the pre-select process. And then those of you who pursued your master's elsewhere would go through the steps in front of you. First, you would have to earn your master's degree with a GPA of 3.25 or higher in your master's degree. We're going to need a DPD verification letter, and then you're going to fill out the DICUS and D&D application. After you've been matched with Westchester University, then we will ask you to fill out the Westchester University's graduate application for the postmaster's certificate. There's no need to fill out Westchester's graduate application prior to the DICUS and D&D application. Again, after all that, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to give me a call or an email, and we can help you through on a case-by-case basis how to apply to the programs. I'd like to talk now about some of the resources available for our graduate students. A part of your master's degree at Westchester will have a research component, and Westchester's library is robust both in person and online. If you need help directing yourself to the library and navigating through the online resources, I'd be happy to help you. Second, Westchester has a graduate student association. Although you're in a distance education program, this GSA is your voice on campus to bring about change or ask questions to, or even participate in alumni events or networking events when you consider life after graduate school. That brings me to our Career Development Center. and our alumni chapter. Our Career Development Center has recently taken a big push to bring even more attention to our graduate student population. And in doing so, we've started a program called Handshake, which is, in simple terms, an on-campus internal version of LinkedIn or Indeed.com combined, where you have an opportunity to find job postings, career advice, and network with our alumni chapters. It's a great opportunity to not only bump elbows with those who are successful in the career and have been through our programs, but also maybe land that job or land that career advice and even a career mentor as you begin your professional career after our graduate programs.